cinder block case, Sean. Remember that case? We have breaking news right now. The case where the guy was breaking up the cinder blocks and he was throwing them at police cars. The police officer, the federal officer had injured his hand. He was wearing a mask. The FBI has identified him. Bill Isaly, our incredible U.S. attorney out there working with ATF, DEA, and the FBI have been doing a remarkable job. That guy has just been identified, and they are doing a search warrant on his house as we speak. And he has been identified. See his face. He is going to be on, his name is Riots. He is going to be on the most wanted list. You have broken the news. His face is out there right now. That's him. He has been identified by great police work by the FBI. So you can run. You can't hide. We are coming after you federally. If you assault a police officer, if you rob a store, if you loot, if you spit on a police officer, we're coming after you.
So the man who was caught on video throwing cinder blocks at federal agents and their vehicles, he has been caught. And that's good news, but that's just a drop in a bucket compared to what's really going on out there. It's like, okay, you caught and arrested one guy that was throwing rocks and stuff at law enforcement, but there's hundreds of people out here doing the exact same thing. And from the looks of it, people are only getting more violent. This is only getting worse. Which, I warned you guys that this was going to get worse before it gets better. And that's playing out right now in the streets. But they have figured out a clever new tactic. Something that I never would have thought of myself. They have come up with this chant. And they're all out there repeatedly saying, peaceful protest, peaceful protest. And they're all chanting that over and over again as they literally jump people in the crowd, as they hurl objects and projectiles at law enforcement, as they break through the concrete on the sidewalks and other various places so they can get chunks of concrete to hurl at law enforcement, as they set cars on fire. As they're doing all of this, the crowd around them just chants over and over again, peaceful protest, peaceful protest. And it's like, I'm wondering, are you guys trying to brainwash yourself into thinking that you're being peaceful? Or are you trying to brainwash the people who are watching you wreak havoc into thinking that you're being... I don't get it. It's like, you can't just say peaceful protest and then riot. That does not make it a peaceful protest. It's like these idiots think that chanting peaceful protest means it's peaceful. No, being peaceful means it's peaceful. But just take a look at what I'm talking about real quick. So yeah, I don't know what they're attempting to do here, but I think it's working in some sort of way. I think that by them chanting that, they're almost in this weird trance state or something. Like, for real, you at home, just try it. Peaceful protest! I think it has some sort of effect on them or something, but as I feared, these protests are starting to spread out in various cities across America. And for all of you don't mess with Texas people, well, they're breaking out in Texas as we speak. I have seen anti-ICE protesters clashing with police in the streets of Dallas, Texas, and it looks like it's happening in Austin as well. And you know Houston's going to be right behind them if something's not already happening. And who knows where else. But let's go ahead and take a look at this clip. But before we do that, if you guys support the channel, hit that like button. Drop a comment. Let me know how you feel about these protests. Share this video so other people can see it. And if you would like to take your support one step further, you can send a donation via Cash App or Super Thanks. Always greatly appreciated. But let's roll this clip and then I'll be right back with more thoughts. You know, when you look at everything that is playing out here as these protests get bigger and they start spreading, some of what we're watching is organically happening. Because when you have big cities like this one, when you got a lot going on downtown, you know, a lot of people are going to show up. Even if there's people who don't even know what's going on, people who don't really care about the cause or the movement. If you just got crowds of people gathering downtown in a big city, naturally, a lot of other people are just going to start gathering as well. But inorganically, there's a lot of stuff happening too. And when I look at these protests, I say, okay, some of it is a response to the ICE raids, but a lot of this is something more than that. A lot of this feels like they were almost ready and waiting for this day to come because of how quickly they organize. I mean, a lot of these protesters seem to be more organized than the local law enforcement. The protesters in LA are more organized than the LAPD. And I know a lot of you are watching these live streams and the live footage of what's going on the ground, and I'm doing so as well. But pay attention. Because as I've been watching these live streams and as I've been watching news coverage, I've been seeing supply drops. Trucks, Sprinter vans are pulling up in the crowds of people, and they're dropping off hella equipment. All types of stuff. Face shields, you name it. So that's why I say, you know, some of this is organically happening. Some of these crowds are getting larger naturally, organically, but a lot of this is inorganic. A lot of this is paid protesters gathering. And at the very least, I'm not saying every person out there is on some sort of payroll, but there is some structure to what is happening here. There is structure amongst the chaos. I want you guys to take a look at this clip so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about really quickly, and then I'll be right back with more.
Describe where it just feels like something's going to happen and you're waiting for it to happen.
Let us clarify, because we've been showing a wide shot and from a different angle, a whole lot of officers on the other side of the federal building, almost behind you, and perhaps the visual is obstructed from your point of view. But I can tell you there are many, many, many LAPD cars and officers there that have staged. They are blocking that freeway overpass, so protesters can't get on that overpass like they did yesterday and throw bricks or concrete or scooters down on law enforcement that was below that had cleared the 101 freeway. So perhaps they're not where you are, but there's a lot of them already positioned there. They're not getting caught off guard by a crowd gathered here.
So, I mean, that was quite a shot that we have there of these folks, and your photographer just gave us a great shot of the box that was left behind, which showed the brand of mask. I mean, it's not the kind of thing, thank you for seeing this there. It looks like a bionic shield is what that's called. I mean, that's not the kind of thing that you buy in bulk if you don't plan on doing something with it. And the fact that that's being handed out kind of like candy to everybody gives you an indication that these folks probably plan to be here for a while.
You know, Mayor Karen Bass was just on CNN earlier today bragging about how the local protesters in LA have rapid response teams who are ready to mobilize at a moment's notice. And the way that she said it, it almost sent a chill down my spine, not because I'm like terrified of Karen Bass or anything, but because it was like that mask off moment where it's like, in a way, you're kind of revealing that you kind of helped them in this process. When you look at some of these protesters, and you got to really look closely, because like I said, there's a lot of chaos going on, but there's structure to it as well. So when you're looking at this unfold and you see these supply drops happening and stuff like that, when you see people on the ground who already have tactics that they know to use against law enforcement, and they're setting up these barricades in the streets, when you see these people gathering and they all already have their signs ready, listen, I think some of this structure that we're seeing, I think it's supported directly by local government officials in LA. I think that secretly, not so secretly, I think a lot of these protesters, and I know this is obvious, I know all of this is already obvious information for a lot of you all, but for some people, they don't understand yet. But I think that a lot of the politicians in LA, Karen Bass, Gavin Newsom, I think that whole little party over there, I think they're funding a lot of what's going on here. And I think that's obvious when you look at supply drops like what we just saw. These people, half of them don't have jobs, okay? That's why they can sit out there and protest all day and night for weeks on end. So when you see just trucks filled with hundreds, or really thousands of dollars worth of equipment, just dropping them off to these random people, yeah, that's some shady stuff. And we're going to see a lot of stuff like that. Just like we've been seeing the pallets of bricks and cinder blocks popping up. We're going to start seeing a lot of stuff like that, so keep your eyes open for it. But for now, you guys let me know what you think down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.